Hello there chaps, this is the Rambler speaking with yet another video on the Bibites. This is going to be the conclusion to the first part of my tournament I am running. I will take the chosen contestants and then I will restart the simulation. I'm recording this to give you an example of how my selection process will be working, as well as to give you a quick rundown on what the final results of this part of the tournament have been. First off, I will be showing the different contestants and what they are like as we reach 50 hours on the 3 islands map. Now, while here you can see that they are more than 3 different species, 2 of those have been introduced as selection pressure. And as such, I will not be counting them for the purposes of this video. So first off, let's look at the species that has been most successful thus far. 5AC, who is taking up residence on the 2nd island, I believe. 5AC is one of the fifth contestant out of the original 15, and has evolved into somewhat large forms. They all emit pheromones, as they have enough energy to do so, and the environment they're in has medium-sized pellets spread over a wide area, with small pellets on the outskirts. Their population has varied from 20 at minimum, roughly, to around 50 at their highest peak. They seem to be in the midsection as of right now. I'll display a couple of different variants so you can see what we have here. So yes, here we go. And we'll just quickly show off this, so you can see some different variation here. Notice that high strength and defense. I noticed that the 2 chaps on the bottom islands both seem to have nearly maxed in numbers there. And here are some of their brains. Well, there we go. So yes, congratulations 5AC, you did make it to the end of this tournament as the most prolific chap, but that does not necessarily mean that you will be getting onto the actual tournament to take part in the tournament itself. Next up, we have Alfred, who, a fan favourite, considering that there are few fans thus far. Alfred was named as such thanks to the suggestions that I received, and as you can see here, he's not as big as 5AC was. Indeed, up until just now, Alfred was medium-sized, with it being very rare to see anybody in the 3rd stage of evolution. That being said, I did tweak things slightly since I noticed that he was lagging behind, and I thought that it would be well, obviously, interference in the tournament is going to be a consistent thing. I did find it rather unfair that this island seemed to be causing so much trouble. In any case, let's look at the variants we've got here. As you can see, Alfred does tend to actually have a decent survival time for all species, which, considering how relatively small his brain is a bit of a surprise, but well done, Alfred. Their strength and defense ratio has also almost reached the max. A bit surprised, I thought it was a bit lower. In any case, yes, so if you're interested at all in this, there we go, have a look. I'll off the brains. Nowhere near as complicated as 5ACs, and I don't believe they're really as complicated as 14Ms either, but I'll check that. And finally, 14M, who resides on the bottom island down here, and as you can see, 14M has the highest plant density. They've got the most amount of energy, but they have also got the smallest island. As a result, while all 14M specimens have gotten exceptionally large, they don't have much room to go, and you can obviously see a couple of chaps who went off into space. I do not like you, you down there. I don't appreciate how much you've evolved. In any case, as I was saying, so 14M, let's have a look at, they used to have just this boring white colour, but in recent times gone on a bit more blue, which I certainly like a lot more. Anyway, we're on the brain tab, so I may as well show this off instead of the other things first. As you can see, a bit more complicated than Alfred. I don't know if they're complicated as 5AC, forgotten that, but yes. Oh, and I do have to mention the name, as suggested. Gastropod is an excellent name, and I will indeed be naming them that if they do make it into the tournament. Right, that's enough of that. So let's quickly show you off some of their stats. They're also on a high generation, as was C, but that's probably because of the high density energy, as I previously stated, allowing them to easily gather enough to reproduce. And okay, that's everything we need. First off, I'm going to quickly save the game here so that we have a record of things in case something goes wrong. And now it is time to look at our winners. So the way I'm going to do this is I am going to take 2 Bibites from each resulting simulation at the 100-hour mark. After which point, once I've got 8 contestants, or 8 samples, varying overall, I'll start putting them in another sim for another 100 hours, and this will continue until we have one species that can prove to be best compared to all the others. The way I'll select this is, first off, I'll check the oldest specimen, which in this case is an Alfred. Congratulations, 3,000 seconds, well done, you have made it to the first part of the tournament, so still quite a bit more to go. Congratulations. Next up, I will let the simulation run for a bit, but first off, I am going to kill all of these chaps, and I'll turn off any new spawning. So, kill, murder. I would prefer that there be a bit more of an efficient way to do this. If someone knows a mod or something I can use to do a quick little mass murder, do let me know, because this is just a bit inefficient. Well, what can you do about it? Once I've gotten some better video editing skills, I'll remove this from the future videos, but for now, I'm afraid to just skip ahead to when things start moving again. Okay, I was supposed to have stopped you from laying eggs, so clearly something's gone horribly wrong. Oh, I see. Well, I have saved it, so I will just export that save if necessary. Anyway, more mass murder. Very inefficient. Anyway, so yes, while I'm doing this, I may as well explain a bit more about what the plan is. The idea will be that I will basically remove all further food spawning, and thus the most efficient Bibit, or the one that has the most mass, I suppose, will be the one to survive, as their food supplies dwindle down to nothing. And that will be the other contestant in each of these videos. Alright, almost finished. Alright, anyway, so yes, as I was saying, let's get rid of any more further spawning. X. I mean, honestly, considering how little food there is, I'm pretty sure that this will result in everyone's death, since they are nowhere near adapted to the void. So let's continue things, shall we? Until our last survivor. I'll need this up so I can see exactly where everybody is. I need to figure out a better system of doing this, because so far, every time I've tried messing with this, I've completely wiped out all food by mistake. And while I do want them to die, I don't want them to die so quickly. I still want there to be the food that there is there, so... Well, this is the first example. I'm sure I can be a bit more careful about how things go in the future. Oh dear, cannibalism. That's the only way we're going to be able to get any new food, really. As none of you at all are suitable for void survival, so best of luck. As per expected, Alfred is the first to go down. He is not a high energy yield creature and quickly dies off. I do believe that our final contestant, other than Alfred, will be a member of 14M. I could be wrong. Well, I am surprised, and Alfred is still alive, though not for much longer. Well, that's a bit surprising. Looks like 5AC was just not well adapted at all. I guess they don't have the same advantage that Alfred did of having varied movement in those circular patterns. So yes, that does make sense. I think I won't speed things up, but yeah, I'm not going to speed things up. That will just lead to me missing when our finalist is, and thus that will just result in premature death. Or, well, I should say, me missing the last survivor, and thus not being able to get a contestant here. Well, actually, never mind. 5AC did survive. I apologise. I thought that Alfred would be the one, but I guess whoever you are a bit more bulky. That's that. We are now on our final 4. 3. Gonna hit 2 any second. We said we're gonna hit 2 any second. Oh, yeah. I have just realised. Okay, got 2 left. 3. Never mind. Yes. We'll speed things up. I'll change my mind. Clearly I need to change on the fertility here as well. Okay, they're reproducing. I'm just going to select one of them. Actually, why not? You know what? I'm going to let you chaps decide. Save it here. As I'm clearly not at all used to this kind of thing, I'll probably do this as the only one that I do this. I'll just turn off the fertility entirely. Still unsure about how the system works fully, so yes, here are the potential other contestant for longest survivor. Please put your votes down below, who you want to survive, and voting will end this Friday. Or you can vote on the official Discord server, which you may or may not be a member of. So yes, the first one I showed, 1 to 4, just common, and in the order that I showed each one. Anyway, thank you very much. This was a longer video than usual. I hope you have a lovely week, and hopefully updates will be a bit more frequent, or infrequent, as I go and get a bit more experience with this. Rambler out.